Hello there. Today's the day. The mini catalog and the new online exclusives have released. And I do have to say, there are some really, really gorgeous items in this catalog and the online exclusive. I have got a list longer than my checkbook can support. What I was thinking is, I know a lot of people will be doing walkthroughs. If you haven't yet gotten your catalog or checked it online, I'm sure you've been able to watch some of the videos. So what I thought I would do is that I thought I would just bring in the items I have purchased and then share with you what I have created with them. So the first thing I have here is the Peaceful Garden Suite. I did buy the suite. It comes as a bundle, comes as DSP. It comes as, stamp or die set. So I did get everything, but let me share with you what came in the suite. So they have this really beautiful ribbon. It's kind of like a misty moonlight with silver throughout. Really, really pretty. You get these great 4 different colors of these little flowers. You're going to have a dark, then it lightens up as you go, almost like ombre effect. There is an embossing folder that coordinates with one of the dies that will cut out the center of that embossing folder. So one of these here, I'm not sure if it's the larger or the smaller because I have not yet run that through yet, but that will cut out the center for you. You've got some really great standalone dies. This is a great leaf sprig. And then you have your stamps. And I'm just going to close this so you can see. They're not all Christmas inspired. We do have Peace on Earth and Peace, Love, and Joy. But you also have Big Hugs for a Good Friend with Deepest Sympathy. I mean, I think this paper would work well for a little bit more masculine card if you used like the little stars here or even these little sprigs. So let me share the paper with you really quick. So you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 of each double-sided papers. This is all I have left of this one. I did do a layout that I'll share with you, and I used up most all of that paper. So you have just a lot of different blues. Got these great little stars which coordinate with one of the dies. You have this really pretty leaf pattern, so that's one of your lighter ones. You've got this darker dove pattern, which I have upside down. Let me turn that for you. And then this really pretty like baby's breath paper here. And this really dark toned leaf pattern. I really, really like this one. And then we have just this one, which is like a crumb cake. So let me flip them over. You can see the opposite sides. Place that little one over. And this is a lighter side. You've got some really great cloud cover papers. So you have they almost look green to me, but cloud cover is the coordinating color. So you have this great grid pattern, this beautiful floral. You have another dove pattern, and then a lighter with a really small vine and tiny little flowers coming through that one. And then a really, really neutral. And then the opposite is again another one of the cloud cover, so it coordinates really well together with these 3. In the suite, you also get glitter paper, and you're going to get 2 sheets of 3 different colors. You've got a silver. This is like a secret sea, and then more of something closer to probably a misty moonlight. Let me clear these out and let me show you what I created with these. I did do a couple cards to start with, and they're super simple. I use the die to cut out the shape and use the Peace on Earth. We have the dove, this is the leaf, and then just little panels of the different coordinate or the different DSP. This one is just a fun fold, and I tried to use all the products within the same suite or bundle or what have you, so that it all coordinated together. So I thought that was really cute. I also did use it for a 2-page layout just recently, And let me bring that in. It goes this way, like this. And you can see where I use that paper. That's why I have very little left. It's the main part of my layout. But I thought that came really cute, came together really cute. I used the cloud cover here. That sentiment is from another set, but the layout, you know, I need to reach out a little bit more there. So, but I thought that came together really nicely. It's not Christmas. It just coordinated really well with all the colors in my photos, and I thought that worked out really well. So let me bring in my next item. And what I picked up was the Christmas tags and more. And this is a 6x6 paper pack and die cut. I can see I've gotten into it. Let me put those cut down pieces to the side. But you have these little, like these little cards that you could quickly and easily do a card out of. You've got these great punch outs. As you can see, they just come out really easy, so you can build your cards up really well. I did punch out a bunch already. And then I think you get 8 sheets of double-sided papers. So you have these cutouts here with a nice green plaid on the back. You're going to get this green-red kind of, you know, the crumb cake and white plaid. And on back, that is like a green star. Well, the white stars on the green background. You have this really pretty swag with more crumb cake. And again, you've got the green leaf pattern with the little flowers. And then we have the ornaments with this piece here, which trims off, makes a great border on a card. And then the opposite side, let me grab that, is just a really light green patterned paper there. So let me slide this out of the way, and I will show you the cards I made with this. I did put together several different cards, and these are just the cutout, the little die punch outs. And I used an embossing folder. This is the brick wall, and just a little bit of gold foil paper, and popped up a couple of these. These little sparkly gems, those are called the traditional sparkles. These are also in the mini catalog, and you get these different colors. You have gold, blue, green, and red. And I use those on several of my cards here. This is a very simple Z-fold card, just using the pattern paper, that really pretty plaid. Again, another Z-fold. Here I used the distressed tile embossing folder, and then I just sanded it. Because the paper is thinner, then when you run it through, you do start getting an impression. I just sanded it a little bit more so that it brought out more. And again, some more of those little festive traditional sparkles, excuse me. And then lastly, this one card using that really pretty green with the white stars on it. And then I just lined up a circle. I think it's the Everyday Details circle. So it fit perfectly on one of the dies that I already had cut out in gold. And then I placed that one underneath. Just as you open it up, it's right there. Let me set those aside. And that for me is it for the mini catalog. I didn't pick up a ton of stuff yet because, like I said, my list was super long. So I'm slowly building. But I did get this really fun jar of joy. And I believe this is in the online exclusive. I did not put it on my list. I apologize. It is part of the release. But look at how cute that is. The little gingerbread man, the snowman, got the ornaments, and they just stamp in there just perfectly. It is a punch, and it punches out the top and the jar. So that was super easy, no die cutting. So this is just a stamp set. And then you have your little, let's turn it this way. You've got the little gingerbread man, so you have the solid and the outline. You have the snowman and then his little scarf. There's also a little bow if you want to tie him on the ornaments, and then some really sweet little sentiments to go with it. Let me clear these out and let me grab the next item. The next item I have is the Gathering Together DSP, and this is a specialty paper, and I'll show you why in just a second, but it is totally fall inspired. You've got your browns, your rests, your golds, got some tans, but the reason why it's a specialty paper is because there's a ton of foiling on this paper. If you could see on this one here, you can see it, I'll bring it up closer in just a second, but they're just gorgeous fall inspired papers. This little leaf paper here coordinates with the with an embossing folder. And as you can see, I'm going to bring this in close and try to get that gold to sparkle. But within the leaves, they all have, or most of them have foiling. You have this really pretty brown, which is a great neutral background. And then this really pretty green with the stripes of gold coming through it. This is another leaf pattern, just a couple different colorways in there instead. Love the little mushrooms. We've got a nice neutral pattern there, and then a subdued plaid, which also has the gold foiling in these stripes. Another nice chocolate colored paper. A little more gold foiling with these little leaves. Go that way. I think it should go that way. And that again coordinates. I'll cut into this one as you can see. Really pretty plaid. This one's simple, no foiling. Another super neutral. And then lastly, one more leaf with a totally different colorway. And again, with the gold foiling in it. This set also has a stamp and die set, and like I said, an embossing folder. It is the Gathering Leaves. This is a red cling stamp, and it has some really fun elements to it. The smaller dies cut out your stamps, but then you have these really large leaves that make a super bold pattern, and this one cuts out the perforation. So this will cut out the leaf, and then you have to cut out the perforation as well. I stitched this just as an example to show you what you can do with it. So all those little perforated lines you can stitch. I'm not a big stitcher, but I thought it would be fun to try. So I just did tape it down on the back and just use a needle and did like a back stitch. So let me bring in what I created with this one. I just made a couple cards. Super simple. Just used one of the dies in my stash, but these are the little mushrooms and the acorns. I mean, they're super adorable. Check these out. They have some really great leaves. They actually cut out super easy when I die cut them out. Got this little sprig here, but I just absolutely love this little mushroom. I think it's so cute. And the sentiment there is from the stamp set, The Many Thanks. I also made this card using the paper from the pack, and all of these are all the leaves, so I die cut those and stamped and die cut those as well. But I got the pumpkins from the Beautiful Pumpkins, and so I thought I'd combine the two because the colors work together so well. And the Thankful for the Small Things is a sentiment from this set, and this is a photopolymer set, so it's really easy to, you want to stamp your main image, your solid image, and I did it in a lighter color and then used a darker color to go on top, and that's what gives you all of this detail. And then it also has stems And they have two different kinds, one that you can stamp and cut out, or if you just want to cut it out of solid paper, that works as well, and a bunch of standalone leaves. So, super cute, super easy. I have one more, a really fun paper pack. I really enjoy the fact that it doesn't use the traditional purples and blacks and oranges. So you've got Petunia Pop and some Granny Apple Green, and this is Pumpkin Pie. Those are all the coordinating colors. And so the DSP is really fun. We've got some really solids with a little bit of ticking here. This one I think is my favorite with the candies. As you can see, I cut into those and made a layout. This is this great Petunia Pop crosshatch paper. On the opposite side of that, you get these great cutouts. So you have this border here. There is another larger one that I used on my layout, and I'll share it with you. And then these cutout cards. We also have a great gray wash. And on the opposite side are these great, I think you could use them as journaling squares. We've got some great tags. They could work for embellishment clusters or your title. And then some banners. And I think even this one with the Petunia Pop, you could cut those and cut your own banner in, and they would coordinate really, really well. You've got this great orange with black sprinkles. And on the opposite side is the cute little critter paper. You've got all the little animals in their costumes. We have a building scene with the creepy eyes and the black cats and the pumpkins. And then on the opposite side is just a white sheet with little orange ticking all the way across. You get 2 sheets of die cuts, and these pop out super easy. They coordinate perfectly, and they make your embellishment clusters come together like that. And lastly, you have your sticker sheet. Some journaling spots, some fun stickers, some great little wordy bits, a good title, and then just some strips down at the bottom. I did make a layout, like I said, with this. And this is a layout from my son, who was 9 at the time. And this is that other strip that was part where they had the picket fence and everything. I thought that was great, super quick, super easy. I did 4-inch strips of paper and then just flip-flop them. My embellishments, as you can see, I have the cauldron with the slime, the pumpkins, the ombre dots, got some bats throughout. I did use one of those little cutouts for my journaling, super easy. I have a potion bottle and this fun broomstick. I also quickly made this cute little tote out of the Notes and Totes. Thought I'd give that away to some friends at work, but I thought that came out super easy and came together rather quick. So that is all that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed my share. I will be releasing the video for this layout on Friday, so if you could check that out, that would be great. And I hope to see you soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.